Ricky shredded this weekend.
It was a clinic from Ricky.
It wasn't as much like Katrina and Paige where there's like this one stat that's separated. It was just like Ricky went off.
He was just dominant. I think 8 strokes, that's probably the biggest win on the Pro Tour this year. Has to be, I think.
Be up there at least.
Yeah. I mean, 8 strokes, that's comfortable. And he was already up by quite a few. I mean, at one point during the last round.
He was up 9 going into the last round.
I think at one point during the last round, he was like up by 12 or something like that.
I'm not sure.
He was in position to go up by 13 maybe. But, I mean, yeah, Ricky looks smooth. He threw the disc out of bounds one time.
Yeah.
The entire event.
Literally once.
Which is phenomenal. I mean, that alone will get you somewhere.
Especially there's OB on both courses in pretty treacherous places. It's like not like Northwoods is just wooded and there's no OB.
Well, the OB lines were pretty tough, and then obviously there was a lot of spots where tree kicks are guaranteed taking you OB. Yeah. So.
And that's on both courses.
Yeah, I think Ricky is finding his game back.
Yeah, I mean, interesting. He was up 9, and earlier you had said cruise control. Yeah. But if you look at his final round, it's not really like he put it in cruise control. Like he shot 12 down.
Yeah, I mean he still played a similar play style to what he was doing previously.
I mean, realistically, going into the final round, he's up 9 on Paul. Chris, who ended up in 3rd, wasn't on the lead card. He came up from chase card. The lead card Ricky went 12 down final round. Paul went 13 down final round, and then I think it was like 1 down and 1 over with the other 2.
Yeah, he would have had to play bad to get caught.
Exactly. So what I'm like going into the round, I was expecting the tournament to be close, but it to never fall out of Ricky's hands, if that makes sense. Like I knew Paul was going to storm. The 13 down from Paul is what I expected, as is probably most disc golfers. Like it's the final day, Paul's down by a lot. Something criminal is about to happen. Right. But Ricky, I was more expecting 6, 7 down, something where he's just
less aggressive,
not taking risks, just throwing smooth shots out there, staying in bounds, and knowing, hey, let me just chip away. If Paul beats me by 6 this round, I win by 3.
Yeah, which, I mean, I did see, watching the coverage, I mean, I saw some choices like that where they're a long par 4, let me play it for the 4, let me like lay up to the corner a little bit instead of trying to cut off the OB. I saw that a couple times, but I think that just proves that course is a course where, you can just stay in bounds, and that alone will give you a good score.
That's true.
Like that I think that just shows, what keeping your disc in play on tough courses. I think USDGC, we see that every year. The guys who just stay in bounds, end up with good scores. You don't necessarily have to throw heroic shots to score. You just got to keep your disc safe. And I think like a lot of like new players could benefit a lot from that. Like, and maybe it's not OB, but maybe it's just like thick woods and stuff. But if you can just concentrate on keeping your disc like in the fairway, then the pars will add up very quickly, and you will see your scores get way lower. Yeah,
and going into this weekend, and pretty much anytime Worlds last year as well, I've said Ledgestone is going to be won or lost at Northwoods. Mm-hmm. Because Eureka, like if you look at the top 10 players at Eureka, there's not that much scoring separation per round. Yep. Like the worst round in the top 10 at Eureka was. Actually, it seems like Barsby kind of blew up at Eureka, now that I look at it. He came in 7th, but he had the worst round at a 65 out at Eureka, and the best round was a 50. So that's 15 strokes. So maybe I'm a little wrong there. But in general, the top 10, if you look at their scoring separation, it just seems like there's more disparity on the Northwood side. Right, yeah. Where Ricky played solid all across the board. Paul struggled at Northwood, as did Dickerson. So that's where Ricky was able to separate himself from the top 3, even from the top 5. Kevin Jones came out hot with a 54, which I actually got to watch that. He was on Brody's card, who I was following. Yeah. And it was the easiest 10 down at Northwoods I've ever seen. And what I mean by that is there was nothing like
just wasn't
spectacular.
In trouble.
Yeah, he just didn't mess up.
There it is again. Just stay out of trouble.
He stayed in the fairway. He had a bogey, so he technically had 11 birdies. Yeah. But he just didn't mess up. He just threw the disc really well. His putter was like on, but it wasn't like insane. Like it wasn't like
just he made the putts he was supposed to.
Exactly. He just didn't mess up. Yeah. So, but still a great round. So he came out on top there, and there was a few 9 downs sprinkled in there as well. But then the second round he shot a 61 to Ricky's 55. Yeah. And that's kind of where he lost. Whereas Paul and Chris both really struggled at Northwoods, which is, to be honest, kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Especially for Chris. Chris, I just expected Northwoods to kind of tear up, and then
he's a Woods player. I mean,
yeah. Because I mean, I could have been wrong. I mean, I was wrong. But going into the weekend, if you would have told me that Chris was shooting way better, everything wise at Eureka over Northwoods, I'd been like,
yeah,
you're wrong.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. Chris Dickerson went 60-67, and Paul went 61-62 to Ricky's 58-55 at Northwoods.
Just a lot of separation.
And I mean, that's pretty much the tournament, because Paul beat Ricky by 2 strokes at Eureka, going 54-50, and Chris tied Ricky at Eureka, going 54-52 to Ricky's 55-51.